Tamuk Gabamuktab.
Says you should take it easy. Doesn't riding a beast like this feel good? Old brick-bracks like that, sometimes still full of good things. Well placed. New day, new start. This one seems to be in good spirits, despite being left here for dead. Has heard that you have a sense of compassion and trusts it's in your nature to help those in need. Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for your actions. Is grateful you chose that. You can't be good without doing good for others.
Right. We need something else here. Maybe a little less light?
You'd really root for rain to ruin a day like today?
As long as it ruins your day.
Ha! You can do that just fine without any clouds.
Daytime means the clock to nighttime is ticking. Sharp steel. Mush mush. Wood scrap. The one kind of scrap you could actually still find growing. Misery. If you close your eyes hard enough to reality, your mind opens to let memories in. That's one way to remember what's forgotten. When an unwanted memory intrudes on the mind, it is a natural reaction to want to block it out or just change it. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. So, you remembered the automaton's power-up feature. That's a boost. Yippee-ki-yay! You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. That's Ranchu, an entire farm poisoned by toxanol rads. Don't stay there long. This is a radioactive zone. It's not healthy to go too far in without protection. You need to get the notes in harmony to make the string plonk tuned. That's an earful. You need to harmonize the notes. Music to anyone's ear. Those are the kind of things you need. This is all about you. Whether you succeed or fail, it's on you. shut. You're bruised. Find us a sunset to ride into. Who'd leave rubber scrap lying around like that? Here you got Beau's teak hanging in that little blimp. Has an upgrade bench too. Let's see. You can never have too much scrap, plastic or otherwise. Grab and pull. That's the good stuff. Don't distract this beastie. It's working. Smell that? It's the glurp paddock. Chubser must be nearby. He's heard what's happened to you and wouldn't have blamed you a bit if you'd given up and gone on back home. He'd have done that long ago. Suppose you're right about that. Any home you might have still has to sit somewhere in the world after all. He's impressed by the courage needed to get you to this point. He knows that he'd have strayed from the path long ago. Under threat or not, the thought of home is just too appealing to him. He hopes that you'll find a way to save the Tree of Life, and along with it, the world, and all the homes in it, including his. If your home means anything to you, well, he doesn't care. He just wants you to think about those like him who can't do much to save theirs. Sometimes he wonders what life would be like if he lived somewhere else. Different home, different him. Supposes that's why you came back here after being gone so long. Home always calls your name. Surprised the world's going to survive. Guesses he can keep his home now. Believes you tried your best to make things better, and not just for yourself. Heard the Myriad welcomed you into their home. It's so bright and airy. Did it scare you that way? Amazed about that. Seems like it might be too uncozy to call home. The homes of others don't really matter that much, though. He says whatever you think, big isn't better. It's just bigger. What you see here isn't what you get. There's more going on than meets the eye. His name is Chubsa. A name doesn't mean much, maybe, but you should know he's built his foundation on something larger than himself. Now, with the world on the brink of destruction and all, the time has come for him to find a new home that's better suited to his needs. Figures the world ending might make it pointless, but if it doesn't end, he wants to be in a better place. Chubsa says there's no place like home. Even though he's on it, in mind, heart and body, he feels he's far from the place he wants to be. If you truly get in touch with something from the scorched earth, like a carrot, you get in touch with the land in such a way you feel in touch with true life. Once he gets going, you'll understand. Chubsa wonders if you've seen any carrots in the ground nearby. He's been needing one for a while, but now he needs to act before it's too late. Figures you're the right looker for the job. Buffer than ever. Hard as nails. Yeah, the future is in your hands, so take care of it. 20% counter. Peak of power. Fist of face. Listen to all that night noise. However, you need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. You really put a spin on it. This day is as good as it's going to get. The board mainly has posts from those that used to work at the chug yard back in the days gone. They don't make much sense these days. Not much more to say about the board, but Gizmo is holed up in the underyard here working on that Mekton of his. The Toxanol Corporation used to run chugger-chuggers out of here, big machines on rails with smokestacks that fouled the air. The rails used to be filled with chugs packed tight with two-leggeds, like guppos in a tin. You're on the right track. Keep your eyes open. Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. Bomper Bonkers busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Let's see. Handy. This story needs a hero. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. It carries so much hate, and its insatiable hunger has only increased over the years since it claimed revenge on your parents. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo understands you still have strong feelings, but urges you to keep them under control. You've witnessed firsthand what it'll lead to.
Oh, yes! That is deliciously dark of you.
No, you need less dark, no more!
Yes, the dark is as easy as cake. Dark, dark cake.
Just spit it out, please! That's awful!
Awfully good, you mean?
Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seemed so centered and so seeking. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone, so you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mekton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mekton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. There are more crates from before the apocalypse left out in the wild. Easy to find if you keep an eye out. You should be able to gather enough scrap to upgrade the Mekton from them. You need to line up the switches so they match. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. The world needs saving. Make the most of the day. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take... That's the leftover you're looking for. Keep your eyes on the end. You make this look simple. At least being underground keeps you out of the weather. He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun, and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. Something he devised to salvage valuables from the ground. There are usually spots hidden beneath puddles of oily goo where you can use the net. He's been working on another project for the Mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find scripts. It's a little feisty and tough critter, a perfect fit for a live ammunition, if you ask him. Your feet feel like you're wearing squishy sponges. The grease monkey's mekton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.